Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue the study of anatomy and as in our last video we have discussed about the digestive system of frog. So now let us talk about the respiration in frog. So respiration is very essential process need to be takes place in all aerobic organisms, right? So this process helps in intaking of oxygen and elimination of carbon dioxide from the body, right? So how the process of respiration takes place in frog? What are the organs helps in this particular process? So we all know one basic concept about the frog, that is the habitat, right? So frog is amphibian. That means it can live on land and also it can survive in water, right? So on both the this thing habitat, it survive by utilizing different organ for respiration, right? Then what are the organs utilized by this particular organism for the respiration? That is the question, right? So frog respire on land and in water by two different methods. So when it is on land, it utilizes some organs for respiration, and when it is on land, it will utilize some other organs for the respiration, right? So the basic respiratory organs what we can see in the frog is it consists of lungs, then skin, and it also consists of nostril, right? So lungs and skin are the basic respiratory organ in frog. So one of the method of respiration takes place in frog is cutaneous respiration. So this is one method of respiration. So in case of cutaneous respiration, exchange of gases takes place through the skin. So skin act as a respiratory organ in case of cutaneous respiration, right? So when the cutaneous respiration takes place in frog, so when the frog is in water, skin act as a respiratory organ. That means it can't utilize its lungs during that time, right? So when it is in water, instead of utilizing lungs for respiration, it will utilizes skin for the exchange of respiratory gases. So the dissolved oxygen present in the water exchange through the skin by simple diffusion. So by means of diffusion, oxygen enters into the body. So blood carry the oxygen to different part of the frog, right? So this type of respiration is called as cutaneous respiration. So what do you mean by cutaneous respiration? So cutaneous respiration takes place when it is in water. So in this case, skin helps in exchange of respiratory gases. So that in the water, the dissolved oxygen is exchanged through the skin by means of simple diffusion. So diffusion we know, right? So molecules move from higher concentration region to lower concentration region. So obviously the dissolved oxygen present in more concentration in the water. So through the body surface, that means through the skin, the frog take oxygen to the inner region of its body. So this kind of respiration is called as cutaneous respiration. Then the second method of respiration is pulmonary respiration. So what do you mean by this pulmonary respiration? So when the respiration takes place with the help of lungs, that kind of respiration is called as a pulmonary respiration. So actually when the frog is on land, it utilizes lungs for exchanging respiratory gases. So because the lungs is the major organ involved in the respiration, the kind of respiration is called as pulmonary respiration, right? So pulmonary respiration is nothing but respiration by lungs is called as pulmonary respiration. So we know that a frog consists of a pair of nostrils just above the mouth. So this pair of nostrils helps in intaking of oxygen. So through the nostril, oxygen enters into the buccal cavity. So from the buccal cavity, it enters into lungs. Clear? So So lung is the major organ where the oxygen diffuses into the blood, and from the blood carbon dioxide diffuses back into the lungs. Clear? So carbon dioxide thrown out of the body and oxygen utilized for the respiration. That means for the different metabolic activity, the frog utilizes oxygen. Clear? So because lungs playing very important role in the respiration here, the kind of respiration is called as pulmonary respiration. Clear? So one more question here is, does frog utilize the skin for respiration when it is on land? Yes, right? Because we have seen frog cannot be seen outside in the extremes of environmental condition. That means in the extreme summer and in extreme winter, we can't see the frog outside. Clear? So why we can't observe them in the extremes of environmental condition? Because in order to survive, they undergo sleep. So they undergo summer sleep as well as winter sleep in extremes of environmental condition. Right? So during estivation and hibernation, they utilizes skin for the respiration, because in such a condition frog makes burrows in soil and it live inside, so that it can't utilizes lung for the respiration. Clear? So instead of using lungs, it utilizes skin for the respiration during the time of estivation and hibernation. Clear? So during estivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. So skin and lungs are the major respiratory organs can be seen in frog, right? So in different condition, it utilizes different organ for respiration. So there are two basic methods of respiration we have studied here. One is pulmonary respiration and another one is cutaneous respiration. So in case of cutaneous respiration, skin is used for the exchange of respiratory gases, right? In case of pulmonary respiration, lungs are the major organ used for exchanging respiratory gases. Clear? So this is about the respiration. Yes, now let us study about the one more organ system in the frog, that is circulatory system. So what do you mean by circulatory system? What is the function of this particular system? So circulatory system is there to circulate the body fluid throughout the body, right? So circulatory system is also called as vascular system. So the vascular system is well developed closed type of circulatory system. What do you mean by closed type of circulatory system? So circulation of body fluid is confined here. That means the body fluid is not present in the body cavity region. Instead of that, the circulation of body fluid takes place between heart and blood vessels. Clear? So because of this, the type of circulatory system is called as closed type of circulatory system. So if you come to the kind of body fluid, there are two types of body fluid can be seen here. One is blood and another one is lymph. So there are two body fluid need to be circulated throughout the body. Clear? So for circulating these two body fluid, there are two vascular system can be seen in the frog. So one of the vascular system is blood vascular system. What is the function of blood vascular system? So blood vascular system helps in the circulation of blood, right? And one more vascular system, that is lymphatic system. So lymphatic system helps in the circulation of lymph. So both are body fluid, but the circulation of these two fluid takes place through separate system, right? So blood circulation takes place with the help of blood vascular system, and lymph circulation takes place with the help of lymphatic system. Understood? So blood, we know it is a red in color. The main function of blood is it circulate, that means it carry oxygen to each and every corner of the body. Then also it circulates some of the nutrients to different part of the body. Then what is the function of lymphatic system? So lymphatic system circulates lymph towards different part of the body. What do you mean by lymph? So lymph is a colorless fluid, right? So this fluid is very essential to fight against certain kinds of pathogen. So it gives certain type of protection to the body. So lymph circulation takes place with the help of lymphatic system. Blood circulation takes place with the help of blood vascular system. So now we are concentrating on blood vascular system in frog. What is there in the blood vascular system? So blood vascular system in frog involves blood vessels, heart and blood. So these are the main things can be seen in blood vascular system. So for circulating blood throughout the body, frog consists of blood vessels. So blood vessels are like channels, clear, and it consists of heart, then blood, clear. So all this together forming blood vascular system in the frog. So first let us have a look into heart. What do you mean by heart? So heart is a pumping organ. So heart in frog appears to be like this. So this is a muscular organ, and this muscular organ consists of 3 chambers. So if you look into the human heart, we have 4 chambers, right? But in the frog, heart consists of 3 chambers, upper 2 chambers and lower 1 chamber. What is the name of upper 2 chamber? So upper 2 chambers are called as auricles and lower chamber is called as ventricle, right? So the entire heart is covered by a protective covering called as pericardium. So pericardium is a membrane that covers the heart, clear? So in this muscular organ is actually situated in the upper part of the body cavity. So in the upper part of the body cavity, heart is situated. So as I told, the heart consists of 3 chambers, 2 auricles, or it is called as atria, and 1 ventricle. So you can see the left atria is called as left auricle and the right atria is called as right auricle. What is the function of auricle? So auricle is always called as receiving chamber, right? So what is the function of left auricle? So left auricle receives blood from lungs, right? So you have to keep this in your mind. Left auricle receives blood from lungs. So what kind of blood is received from the left auricle? So left auricle receives oxygenated blood from the lungs, right? And what about the right auricle? So right auricle receives deoxygenated blood from different part of the body. So this is the main function of the right auricle, clear? And the ventricle is called as pumping chamber. So ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to different part of the body, right? And also it pumps deoxygenated blood towards the lungs. So this is the main function of the different chambers what we can see in the frog, right? So what is the function of left auricle? So left auricle receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and right auricle receives deoxygenated blood from different part of the body, right? Then the ventricle function is, so ventricle is always the pumping chamber. So this chamber pumps oxygenated blood to different part of the body, and also it pumps deoxygenated blood towards the lungs, right? And the one more thing is, the next one is blood vessels. So blood vessels are just like a chambers. So these chambers actually very essential for circulating blood throughout the body. So there are two kinds of blood vessels can be seen. So some of the blood vessels are called as arteries. So why they are called as arteries? What is the function of arteries? So arteries are the kinds of blood vessels. So these blood vessels carry blood from heart to different part of the body. So arteries are always performing function, that is, they carry blood away from the heart. Clear? So arteries may be carrying oxygenated blood to different part of the body, or some of the arteries carry deoxygenated blood towards the lungs. Clear? So the main function of arteries is nothing but they carry blood away from the heart, right? And one more kind of blood vessel is veins. So what is the function of veins? So veins are the blood vessels. They always carry blood from different part of the body to lungs, right? So sometimes some of the veins, they carry oxygenated blood from lungs towards the heart, and some of the veins carry deoxygenated blood from different part of the body towards the heart for oxygenation. Clear? So let us have a look into the veins. So veins actually form a system in the body called as venous system. So different kinds of veins, they are connected uh, in the body to form a kind of system that is called as venous system. So there are two kinds of venous system can be seen in the vertebrate organism. So one such kind is hepatic portal system. What do you mean by this hepatic portal system? So hepatic portal system actually formed by some kinds of veins. So here the veins are connecting the intestine with the liver. Clear? So some of the veins, they are connecting the intestine with the liver, so that the circulation of blood is takes place between the liver and intestine. So which of the veins, they are forming their own system between the liver and intestine, such a venous system is called as hepatic portal system. Clear? So the function of hepatic portal system is it carry the impure blood from intestine towards the liver. Then one more kind of venous system is renal portal system. What do you mean by renal portal system? So in case of renal portal system, some veins, they are connecting the lower part of the body with the kidney, so that those veins carry the impure blood from the lower part of the body towards the kidney. So such a portal system is called as renal portal system. So there are two kind of portal system can be exist. So one is hepatic portal system. So this can be exist between the liver and intestine, and renal portal system exist between the lower part of the body and kidney, so that always the impure blood from the lower part of the body carried towards the kidney with the help of a renal portal system. So in case of hepatic portal system, the impure blood from the intestine, that means deoxygenated blood from the intestine, carried towards the liver with the help of a hepatic portal system. Clear? So let us have a look into the blood vessels in the diagram. So they have given the superior vena cava. So what is the function of superior vena cava? So superior vena cava carry deoxygenated blood from different part of the body. That means majorly from the upper part of the body towards the heart, right? And we have inferior vena cava. So inferior vena cava carry deoxygenated blood from lower part of the body towards the heart. Clear? So these are the examples of veins. Then we can see the one more vein in the veins in the diagram, that is pulmonary veins. What is the function of pulmonary veins? So pulmonary veins connected with the lungs so that it carry oxygenated blood from lungs towards the heart. Clear? And the one more this thing we can notice here, that is the sinus venosus. So sinus venosus is actually joined with the right atrium. So this is very essential for the contraction. So always the heart chambers are uh, always pumping in order to circulate the blood, right? So the contraction of these chambers actually controlled with the help of sinus venosus. So sinus venosus actually joins with the right atrium so that the rate of contraction of heart, that means it actually increases the rate of contraction in the frog, right? Yes, let us dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue the study of anatomy and is the circulation of blood in frog. So just now we understood about the structure of heart and the kinds of blood vessels. So let us now understand how actually the circulation of blood takes place in frog. So the upper two chamber, what we are observing in the diagram, those are called as atrium. So the right chamber is called as right atrium and the left chamber is called as left atrium. And the lower one chamber is called as ventricle. So let us understand how actually these chambers perform function. So the right atrium function is it collects deoxygenated blood. So who carry deoxygenated blood towards the atrium? Veins, right? So some of the veins carry deoxygenated blood from different part of the body towards the right atrium. So that is labeled in the diagram, you can notice that. And what is the function of left atrium? So left atrium collects oxygenated blood. So who will bring the oxygenated blood towards the left atrium? So some of the veins, that means especially the pulmonary veins, carry oxygenated blood from lungs towards the left atrium, right? So the oxygenated blood from the left atrium moved towards the ventricle, and from the ventricle the oxygenated blood pumped towards the different part of the body, right? And in a similar way, the deoxygenated blood from the right atrium pumped towards the ventricle, and the ventricle pump the deoxygenated blood towards the lungs for oxygenation. So this is actually the kind of circulation takes place in the frog, right? So oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mix up in the ventricle, and the oxygenated blood from the ventricle carry towards a different part of the body, and the deoxygenated blood from the ventricle carry towards the lungs for oxygenation, right? But in our heart, the two ventricles will be present separately for collecting deoxygenated and oxygenated blood, so that there is no mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in our body. But in case of a frog, because of the presence of only one ventricle, the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood takes place in the ventricle, right? So this is actually the circulation of blood in frog.